If you want your videos to stand out in the Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn news feeds, you should really be making your videos square or 1-to-1 aspect ratio. Square videos make better use of the space on those platforms, giving your video more impact on both mobile and desktop. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create great quality square videos for social media using iMovie and Keynote for the Mac. Let's jump in. So we're going to start here in iMovie. I'm running macOS Catalina 10.15.2 and iMovie 10.1.14 for your reference. And as you can see, I already have a project that I've edited here on the timeline. If you want to make the video in this project was recorded with my mirrorless DSLR camera in typical landscape or widescreen orientation, the standard aspect ratio for HD video. I created this animation over here in Keynote and just exported out of Keynote as a 1080p HD movie file and brought it into iMovie for editing. And I have this lower third text I created using iMovie's built-in text tools. I'm going to turn this edited video in iMovie into a square video for social media. So the first thing I'll do is export my finished project from iMovie. And I'll do that by going up to the Share button in the top right corner of the iMovie interface. I'll select it, and from the menu, I'll select File. And that brings up File Export Settings. I'll make sure 1080p resolution is checked. I'll make sure Quality is set to High, and Compress set to Better Quality. I'll hit Next, and save out my file to the desktop. Alright, now that my edited video is exported, I'm going to bring it into Apple Keynote to finish off the process. I'll see you over there. So here we are in Keynote. This is Keynote 9.2.1 for your reference. The first thing I'm going to do is create a new project by going up to the top menu in Keynote and selecting File, New. I'll take the default selection of wide orientation with the black theme. I'm going to change this in a moment. And then I'll go down here and select Choose. And a blank project opens up. I'm just going to reduce the size of the view so I can see things a bit better by using the zoom controls up here in the top corner of the Keynote interface. I'm going to get rid of this default text on the slide by selecting it and hitting Delete. And now for the most important step. I'm going to change my Keynote project and slides from landscape orientation, widescreen, to square. To do that, I'll go up to the top right menu up here and select Document. Then go down to Slide Size, and from the drop-down menu, I'll select Custom Slide Size. I get this dialog up here where I can change the size of my Keynote project and slides. Right now it's set to 1920 by 1080, which gives us the familiar landscape or widescreen orientation. I'm going to change these numbers to 1080 by 1080 and hit OK. And now my project and slides are square or 1-to-1 aspect ratio, which is what I want for my final video. I'll just zoom out a little on my slide so I can see things a bit better. Alright, now that my slide is set up, I'm going to bring in that video I exported out of iMovie. I'll do that by going up to the top menu here in Keynote and selecting the Media button. And from the drop-down menu, I'll select Choose. A Finder window opens up where I can navigate to my exported video on the desktop, select it, and hit Insert. And my video is inserted onto the slide. I'm just going to size it down so that all of it fits into my square slide by just clicking and dragging these corner handles on my video. Alright, so now I have my horizontal or widescreen video placed onto my square slide. Now before I go any further, I just want to change a setting for my video here in Keynote. With my video selected, I'm going to go up to the top right of the interface and select Format and then Movie. And here are the movie controls. I want to go down and make sure Repeat is set to none, so my video isn't repeating indefinitely. And I'll also make sure Start Movie on Click is unchecked. This setting is more for if you're playing your video in a slideshow presentation. You can start the video playing on the slide by clicking the mouse. I don't want that. I want my video to play automatically. So I uncheck Start Movie on Click, which I suggest you do too for this kind of project. Alright, with my video settings adjusted, I'm pretty much done. I can export this Keynote slide as a square video with this black background, these black bars around the video. Or I could get a little more creative. I am in Keynote after all. I can change the color of my background using the color picker. I can change the background from color fill to image fill, and then go and find an image on my drive and use it as my background. I can switch to gradient fill, and then adjust the color and layout of the gradient. I can add text, like a headline, to the area above the video, using Keynote's text tools. I can add text to the area below the video, or leave it blank for subtitles, which is common practice with social media videos. I can add graphics. Even animate them if I want to. I can treat this slide like any other slide in Keynote, and this video like any other element on a slide. You can preview your creation anytime by going up to the top toolbar and selecting the play button. If you want to make a bigger impact with your videos on social media, then consider making your videos more native to the social media platforms that you're uploading them to. Do you want your videos to stand out in the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn news feeds? Well, to maximize the video experience on those platforms, alright, I'm ready to export my slide as a square video. So I'll go up to the top menu in Keynote and select File, Export to, Movie. And you get the export dialog. I'll leave playback set to self-playing. Slides set to all is fine since I only have one slide in my project. I'll leave this next section regarding click events. Everything on my slide is set to play automatically anyway. Under Resolution, I'll go down to Custom, and I'm going to make sure my resolution is set to 1080 by 1080, the dimensions of my slide, which is square. I'll leave compression type set to H.264, then hit Next. The export window opens and I can enter a name for my exported video file, find a location, and hit Export. And Keynote exports my slide as a video file. Here's my exported square video playing in QuickTime Player. If you want to make a bigger impact with your videos on social media, then consider making your videos more native to the social media platforms that you're uploading them to. Do you want your videos to... And here's what it looks like in the Facebook news feed. Twitter and LinkedIn news feeds? Well, to maximize the video experience on those platforms... So that's a simple, straightforward way to turn your horizontal or widescreen videos into square videos for social media. But let me quickly show you another way. I'm going to hop back over to my Keynote project. I'm going to duplicate my slide by right-clicking or control-clicking on it and selecting Duplicate. Then I'm going to delete the text and graphics from this duplicate slide. Next, I'm simply going to select my video on this second slide, then grab these corner handles and stretch my video to fill the entire square slide. Then I'll click and drag on the video to adjust it so that the main content appears on the slide. Then I'll export my slide as a video. So I'll go back up to the top menu in Keynote and select File, Export to, Movie. Again, I'll leave playback set to self-playing. I'll select my second slide for export, entering 2 of 2 here. Again, I'll leave this next section alone. Under Resolution, I'll go down to Custom and set it to 1080 by 1080, the dimensions of my square slide. I'll leave compression type set to H.264, then hit Next. Enter a name for my exported video file, find a location, and hit Export. And Keynote exports my square slide as a square video file that's 1080 by 1080. Here's my exported square video file playing in QuickTime Player. If you want to make a bigger impact with your videos on social media, then consider making your videos more native to the social media platforms that you're uploading them to. Do you want your videos to stand out in the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn news feeds? And here it is in the Facebook news feed. Video experience on those platforms. Personally, I think this square video stands out more than the first version we created, because it fills the entire square frame with video. Additional landscape or widescreen video. But there's a big issue with this stretch method. Parts of your original widescreen video will be cut off in the process. So if you plan on using the stretch method to create your square videos, make sure that when you're recording and building your widescreen video, that you keep important details like your subject and any on-screen text like titles and lower thirds near or in the middle of the frame. Picture a square and keep important content inside that square. If you want to learn more ways to create standout video for social media, have a look at these other videos on my channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.